Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the most thrilling sports show on this airwave. I am your host, Ikechukwu Ebuka, and today we'll be diving into the world of sports like never before. Get ready for heart-stopping action, expert analysis, and all the latest updates from the world of sports. This is now streaming sports where we talk sports but not leaving out the trending stories from the headlines. And on today's edition, we have an incredible lineup of topics that will have you on the edge of your seat. We'll be discussing the intense rivalry between powerhouse football teams, the underdog stories of rising stars, and the jaw-dropping moments from the recent Carabao Cup final. Get ready to be blown away. Good morning and welcome. I have with me in the studio here Mr. Raphael Ojaokomo. He is a social and sports commentator. Good morning, Mr. Raphael.
Good morning, and thank you for having me once again. I think the weekend was a weekend of schoolboys and billionaires. I want to put it that way: schoolboys and billionaires.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Also joining us virtually from Delta State, Nigeria, is Comrade Abraham Soko. He is a sports analyst. Good morning, Comrade. Comrade, you're cool this morning. Good morning.
Raphael. Good morning, Mr. Raphael, Mr. Ebuka. I'm very pleased to join you from Delta State this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Abraham, for joining us this morning. So, whether you're a die-hard fan or a casual observer, or someone who loves a good underdog story, this story for today, our lineup stories for today, is for you. We'll be bringing you the latest news, engaging discussions, and happening stories that will leave you wanting for more. Get ready to experience the world of sports like never before. So, viewers, remember to be part of the show by calling the numbers now showing on your screen and sending your comment via our various social media platforms. Before we dive into all the excitement in the sports world, let me take a moment to catch our breath and remind ourselves why we love sports. Why do we love sports? We love sports because it's a thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, and the incredible stories of perseverance and triumph that inspires us all. Sports brings us together, ignite our passions, and remind us of the incredible potentials of the human spirit. So buckle up, grab your favorite games day snack, and let's get ready for an adrenaline-fueled ride through the world of sports. Remember, this is a now streaming sports show, and I'm still your host, Chukwebuka Ike. And still with me in the studio is Mr. Raphael Oja Okomo. He is a sports and social commentator. Also joining us also with us virtually from Delta State is Comrade Abraham Soko. He is a sports analyst. So let's get the show started. And so let's start with the Punch Sports Extra. It has a little story with the main picture on Osimhen. He said Osimhen scores tries, his fifth goal in 3 games as Napoli beats Sassuolo 6-1. And he has the major story that he says hat trick. Alright, so above the masthead we have Everton Forest. Onyedikachi. That's coming from that's on page 6 of Punch Sports Extra. Athletes, dawn of a new era. See the story on page 2. Inter to send Akin Samiro on loan. Right, so Baka pound the girls signing, and then below that we have Ratlife wants Zidane for United job, and cricket which says Nigerian edge Rwanda at NCF T201. That story is on page 2 of Sports Sponge Extra. Salah signed a Saudi deal. That's on page 8. Page 5 it says Greenwood says no to Old Trafford return. And page 4 says Pouch confident of long-term Chelsea stay. Alright, so we also have, it says Nigerian Professional Football League play 2 trash Heartland 5-1 in a big away win. Right, so Mr. Raphael, what do you have to say about Nigerian Professional Football League?
First and foremost, it was a shocker when I saw the result of the Plateau United and Heartland FC. One thing I always say, Nigerian league is getting better. What we need now is viewership. We need it
And
to be
sponsorship.
aired. Yeah, the sponsorship. We need it to be aired so that people can watch these games. When the last time it was aired and people watched, it was more exciting. You can really relate and then identify with the players. Yesterday's game was a shocker because at first and again, I don't think our team scored that much.
Yeah. We don't score much goals in
I
our
don't think we
Nigerian Premier
score
League.
that much. I think the highest we can get to maybe three,
3.
two, but hearing 5, I don't know. Heartland used to be one of those strong names in the Nigerian Premier League. I don't know what has happened to them. I hope they can get themselves together and put things in place.
All right, so Mr. Abraham, Nigerian edged Rwanda in a Navi cricket clash, and then all African games, Nigerian names 4-man teams as sample debuts at African games. Then finally we have the Olympic qualifiers. Voodoo, new to me. That's coming from Wadroom. So what do you have to say about these 3 stories?
Okay. Generally, I think Nigerian sports is improving drastically. We are doing better. We just watched our ACON, and the ACON was a great one, despite the disappointments recorded at the final order. So generally, as Mr. Rafe said, Nigerian sport is doing better. We look at our Nigerian football league, our Premier League. It's more exciting. We are recording goals. They are doing better. The Olympic qualifiers, I think, like the female Super Falcons, they proceeded to the final. They won. They won. I think Cameroon 1-0. So I think they are going to meet South Africa at the final. So generally, Nigeria sports is doing better. Not just football, the cricket, as you mentioned, and general sports in Nigeria is doing much better. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Abraham, did you see that comic section at the match against Cameroon in Abuja here, right? Where the Cameroonians, the players, the female players were running around our goalkeeper's net and was making some claims that the goalkeeper was using voodoo to stop them from scoring.
The claim, I don't think I saw that, but the claim of Nigerians using voodoo is becoming very widespread. I think in the just concluded AFCON, somebody also made that claim, I think on Twitter, that Nigeria is using juju to perform. So why is it that when we do very well, they always subscribe it to one charm or another? I don't believe that these things exist in football. Football is performance preparations. That's how you can perform. That's how you can do it. So they should give us the kudos we deserve, and they should applaud us when we perform.
Mr. Raphael.
I think that the case of the voodoo issue was the Nigerian ladies trying to stop the Cameroonians from entering our goalposts in the bid to put whatever it is they wanted to put in the goalposts.
Oh, they wanted to put some. They wanted to drop something in the goalpost.
Because I watched the clip and I saw Oshoala virtually pushing them away from the goalpost. One ran past her. You now wonder, what is so important that you're running to the goalpost to go and do? And people say, because Wardrum, as the coach of the Super Falcons, say it doesn't know about voodoo or whatsoever. But in Africa, we know that these things do exist and they do it. I watched a clip in the African Cup of Nations. It was a very sorry sight when the Ghanaian captain Dede Ayew was seen sprinkling something during the warm-up, and they still lost the game. They still lost the game. I was wondering, why not just, like he rightfully said, Mr. Abraham said, why not just train and walk? Why depend on these things? Do you understand? So we also had claims too during the AFCON that things like this do really exist. But like I always tell people, if you prepare well and you play good football, whatever anybody plans, your good football will always throw them off balance. So that's why when they became frustrated, they were now resorted to, okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
It was a pitiful sight if you had seen it.
Yeah. So then the final phase of qualifiers, Nigerian against South Africa.
The
Then
Bayana.
the Bayana coach, that South African female side coach, says it's do or die against Falcons.
It's always do or die when Nigeria plays
The Ba-
Bayana. It's always. I remember one of the AFCON games, WAFCON games, when they defeated Nigeria in the first game. I think it was by 2 goals to 1. A particular lady, when she scored, you could hear her scream, "I'm back! I'm back!" She gets this is a big deal. In fact, any country that plays Nigeria, any other country can beat them, but when it comes to Nigeria, they come with everything they have to come and play that game. I know Nigeria has not qualified for the Olympics in 16 years. They've been going to the World Cup year in, year out, but the Olympic has eluded them somehow. And now standing in front of Nigeria is South Africa again. Remember, we did one against them in the AFCON for the men. So I'm hoping that since we did the same thing with Cameroon, we'll do the same with South
We did the
Africa.
same thing with Africa. All right, Mr. Abraham, let's take it away from the Falconets and the Falcons, and let's go to South Africa, where we have Super Eagles Stanley Nwabali receiving a heroic welcome at Chippa United. What do you think? At some points during the AFCON, we had tweets and threats and cyberbullying that he shouldn't come back to South Africa. Now he's back and he had this wonderful welcoming.
I want to start by saying that I'm very, very, very. We need to really applaud the South Africans. They behaved in a very, very matured way, because the old threats and the old, I think it was from what they have done now. I think we are just probably stereotyping them, because some of us, I think our High Commission, our embassy over there, even brought out a statement to warn Nigeria fans of provocation and all that. But their reaction after the defeat and the acceptance of Wambali has proven all that to be false. You understand? They have showed that African football has come a long way in terms of maturity and in terms of accepting defeat. You understand? And I feel that Nigeria should take an example from them. We should also learn to accept our defeats. Like the situation with Iwobi was a sorry sight. So I feel that we should grow. We should accept a defeat when it happens in a very, very matured way. So kudos to Chippa United and kudos to South Africans in general. They really behaved in a very matured manner. Thank you.
All right, so Wabali, after the beautiful welcoming show, he vowed to repay Chippa for their AFCON support. So,
Most times I don't listen to footballers. I don't listen to footballers. They will tell you a lot of things. Right now, yes, he belongs to Chippa United and is going to play for Chippa United. And repaying them back is by doing good and giving the same performance that he gave the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
That is what I believe he meant by paying back.
Paying back,
But I'm very
exactly.
sure if a bigger club comes in, I don't think he will remember that statement. Do you understand? And even Chippa United will want to cash in
what
on
to cash out
situation.
on Wabali.
Do you get?
All right, so the unnecessary Javier said Silver Sports parts way with Musa Ahmed Musa. He should. I think he should retire now. He has done well for himself.
I don't think retirement. I don't think if he thinks he has the strength to still play. At least people like Ibrahimovic still plays. Ronaldo still plays. Ronaldo is close to 40, and he still plays.
But that comes to play. That comes to mind. Is he actually playing with his real age? Is he actually playing
You
with
and
his
I
age?
cannot. We don't have any.
Because in sports, in football most especially, I know that there's a football age and there's a real birth age.
But for him, like I said, you know how we used to say, you go explain tire without evidence. So there is no evidence to say if he's not or he is. Do you understand? But I'm just trying to measure him up with other players who are still playing their trade abroad. People like Pepe, Portuguese Pepe, who is still playing for FC Porto. As a matter of fact, is the captain at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a lot of them like that. So I think he's not just maybe. But the Silver Sport team is not one they are looking for. if I were him, I'll look for a place where I can actually play and do my thing.
Just more on the fun part. I want to ask. So, what's your football age?
My football age, I think I should be like 17.
Mr. Abraham, what about you?
Like
Are you under 16? Mr. Abraham, what's your football age?
My football age, I think I will be honest. I will go by maybe 22.
All right, under 22. Wow, that's nice. All right, so more on the phone zone now. Victor Osimhen gives young fan 2.5 million naira. A young man was surfaced on Twitter, on Instagram, and where we saw him dressed like Victor Osimhen. And after Victor saw the post, he called for the child, and he gifted the child 2.5 million naira. What do you think about this? Sure.
I think these are things that our sportsmen should be able to do. Well, your supporters are always all about you, even when you're not seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
And so for him to be able to extend that hand of, I don't know what to call it, I think it's a good one. It was done also by Ashley Plumpter when the Super Falcons played against Cameroon. Somebody on the stands wrote on a placard, "Please, I would need your jersey for my wife." And somehow she spotted it and went to that fan and gave the fan the jersey. Do you understand? These are things that our supporters always look out for. And if you can do them, if you have the resources to be able to do them, why not? Why not? A Nigerian musician recently, Johnny Drill, if I'm not mistaken, called that he has a new song and he wants to record the song, but he needs a choir. But now he needs a choir of his fans. Not a choir, but his fans, and he put out a DM and people responded. He recorded his song with his fans, and these are people who go on the street, like I said, mention you, some even fight because of you. And then when you once in a while reach out to them, I think it's a good thing. I think Osimhen really did well.
Yeah, Mr. Abraham, do you think Osimhen's goodwill to the young boy brought him his hat-trick in his last match?
Okay, I think that you may be right, because there's no good that I believe in the law of karma. When you sow good, you reap good. During the course of the weekend and the midweek fixtures, I think it was, by statistic, he was the best performer. He scored during in their game against Cagliari, and yesterday against Sassuolo, he got an hat-trick. So he's doing very, very well for himself. And as Mr. Raphael said, these footballers, these celebrities, they should go through hell for them. They are ready to defend them. They are ready to defend their honor. They are mostly ready to stand by them. So giving back to their to the fans should not be something that they should think twice about. So it's a good one from Osimhen.
All right, so gentlemen, I was so excited a few days back.
Excited at what?
Guess what?
As a Liverpool fan?
No. I just said you should guess, and you are saying as a Liverpool fan. Is that your guess?
I'm happy I'm in the middle of the two of you. I'm in the middle of the two of you, a Chelsea fan and a Liverpool fan. I think at this point in time, you should hand over the show to me so that I can anchor this.
So I'm so excited that there was an incredible teamwork, as in the cohesion between the two teams, and we saw the die-hard desire to win the trophy within Liverpool and Chelsea. But we see should I say a teenage side, a more teenage side, fighting against a billionaire.
That's why I said I'm in the middle now. So now, Mr. Ebuka, the show belongs to me right away. I like what I see on the screen.
Yeah.
Clubs kids against billion pounds bottle jobs. That's from Gary Neville. I don't like to listen to Gary Neville because he says a lot of things that, he was given the opportunity to coach, and even him failed in everywhere he has gone to. That game on Saturday was something else. I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I watched.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna.
I watched. Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan. I watched good football, and then Liverpool. I tell people what Chelsea is facing at the moment is the fact they are trying to build. the Chelsea team has not been known to build. They've always used established players.
Yeah.
You get who are renowned players who are well-to-do. Do you understand? But now you find them playing against a Liverpool side who is depleted. That Liverpool side, you can say, is their second team, then fused with the reserve team.
With reserve, the
Because
academy boys.
At the point we had 5 of them on the pitch.
6.
Yes, because I didn't want to count Bradley, because Bradley already had experience. All of them that came on the pitch were having their first debut. And if you watch yesterday's game, the Carabao Cup, they played also because of what the FA Cup. Sorry, because of what they played in the Carabao Cup. A lot of them were thrown in, and they still delivered again. So it means that the future of Liverpool is assured. But I want to say this. I think Chelsea fans would need to be patient with Pochettino, and they really needed that trophy. They really needed that trophy right now.
That was their closest. That was their only closest.
Yes, they're still on the run for the FA Cup. They won yesterday by the skin of their teeth. So they want to go to Europe by all means. They want a silverware. Chelsea has not been known to go for a season without a silverware. So they want a silverware. They want to go to Europe. And these are the only places with which they can go to Europe, seeing that they are very far away from the top 4. No, but the game on Saturday was a very beautiful one. Like I said, I'm not a Chelsea fan, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but my heart was pounding.
All right, Mr. Abraham, that game was a real nail biter, and I'm most excited about the performance of Van Dijk amongst every other. He brought the last minute goal and the winning for Liverpool. What's your overview of the match as a Chelsea fan?
Okay, let me start by.
Did you cry?
The last name you called, Van Dijk. He showed true leadership during that game, and I think he even got 2 goals. He scored a header that was disallowed. Then before he got the winning goal, the header. So he showed true leadership, because when you are playing in the midst of very, very young amateur footballers, the academy boys coming into the team, you have to really steer them very well in a game of that nature. You understand? In a game that has that much tension, you have to really make sure that they are doing everything right. So he showed true leadership in that game. I watched it, and his performance was stellar. And Chelsea honestly did not do too badly during that game. We did not bring our finishing boots to the game, because we had numerous chances to have ended that game during the course of 90 minutes. So I was really disappointed, but nevertheless, the performance generally, especially during the course of the 90 minutes, was really good. It was like a pendulum. At the Liverpool, we attacked, Chelsea, we attacked. It was just swinging both sides. So I feel that Chelsea really did well during that game. It was just during the course of the extra time, I think we were overwhelmed, and probably we became overconfident. So I was disappointed, but the performance generally was okay.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Abraham, for being sincere about that. So it's a week of the academy for Klopp, and he takes home the 10th Carabao Cup for Liverpool. But all right, let's move ahead and let's go to the FA Cup. And yesterday we saw some matches. We saw, at first I thought Chelsea was going to lose their match against Leeds United when they were at first, the first 15 minutes or thereabout, a goal down. But they luckily came through and they won. Chelsea won Leeds United 3-2. Nottingham Forest lost against Man United by a lone goal. Wolves also dealt with Brighton, and they went away with the win with 1 goal. And then we saw the academy boys again coming up against Southampton, and young Danis had his first goal for Liverpool, and in less than a few minutes he topped another one. So, gentlemen, what are your views or your overview? We also saw the match against between Luton Town and Manchester City, where Manchester City, where we saw a banging of goals from from the young star Haaland. What's your view, sir?
Let me start with that of the Luton. They say, "Good morning. How may I assist you?"
That's coming from
That's
Kevin
De Bruyne. How may I assist you?
Yeah.
How do you play a football game? 6 goals were scored and you have 4 assists. It just shows that
You're in charge.
yes, that's the word, that you're in charge of whatever it is. I've said to people, if you want to beat City, make sure there is no De Bruyne and Rodri in that team. The moment you take those 2 players out of that team, forget it. And Man U also got a result by the skin of their teeth against Nottingham Forest. Chelsea did same. Liverpool also qualified. Newcastle qualified also. I think the next round, which is the quarterfinals, is going to be a big one because we have a lot of big teams now coming to facing each other. But I think Chelsea still has a battle to face against Leicester City because they will be playing Leicester City. I don't know why Manchester United qualify because they are going to meet Man City.
No, so Manchester is meeting Liverpool.
Are they playing Liverpool?
Yeah, Manchester is.
Because I was telling somebody, I don't know why they qualify though. Because
Newcastle is going against Man City.
Man City, that's it. Sorry for that error.
Yeah.
Now I was telling somebody, I don't know why they qualified though, because it's like you're postponing your doomsday.
They managed to qualify over Blackburn's Rovers, and then they are coming now to meet Manchester City with Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, and Rodri, like you said.
It's going to be a tight one. You know, whenever Newcastle plays City, it's always a very tight game. You know, Newcastle has gotten to the point where everybody's even afraid to play them. Sometimes I don't even know how Arsenal ran over them were 2 weekends ago thereabouts. But I think it's going to be a good one. At least we're going to have a very, very strong final this time around. Not like the Carabao Cup was not a strong final. Nobody expected what happened. But this time around, I think we're going to have a very, very strong one.
Mr. Abraham, your team, Chelsea, they managed to win against Leeds United last night. What's your view about that match? Comparing that also with the performance of the Academy boys against the Southampton team.
Okay, I think let me start with the academic boys against the Southampton team. I think that what happened was that they built on their confidence. Winning over Chelsea, a multi-billion Chelsea team, it really brought out the confidence in the academy boys. So it was not really surprising that they were able to overrun Southampton. And also, you need to also understand that they were playing at home. So home advantage also helped in that particular game. On Chelsea, I think they were fired up. We need to also understand that Leeds also have a very, very good team. Most of them who have Premier League experience. So Leeds was not just a pushover as a team. Most of the players that played yesterday was familiar with them. You had Bamford, you had Joseph, you had Gunoto. You understand? So these are players that had Premier League experience. So it was not a walkover. So for Chelsea to have come out on top, even as Mr. Rapper described, with their skin of their teeth, you understand, it was a good one. So I feel that Chelsea, as he said, also is a building process. We have to be patient with that thing. So thank you.
All right, gentlemen, let's look at the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We have 4 games. We have Man City against Newcastle, Wolves against Coventry, Man United against Liverpool, and what am I missing now? Chelsea against Leicester City. What's your prediction, sir?
Wolves Coventry, I want to say because of the Premiership experience. Although Coventry played a very good game in their last game, I want to give it to Wolves. Newcastle, Man City, I will tilt towards City on that one. Chelsea, Leicester, I don't know, something tells me to tilt towards. I'm sorry, Mr. Abraham.
But you're tilting
towards Leicester. I'm sorry. It's not I'm not doing it on purpose. I would really love.
Leicester has our boy.
I would really love Chelsea to. Yes, maybe that's why. And now I understand why I'm tilting towards Leicester. And then, last but not the least, Liverpool, Manchester United. I'm all for the academy boys. I'm all for the academy boys.
Put your hands together. All right, Mr. Abraham, please, what are your predictions?
Okay, so football is not something that you can really predict, but please let me see the fixtures again. Let me start by Chelsea. Chelsea, Leicester. I think Chelsea will overrun that world overwhelmingly because, as I said, it's a work in progress, and we're not doing so badly as I've said before. It's just little issues here and there, so we're going to overcome that. Then Wolves and Coventry. I see Wolves is a really, really good team recently. They were able to overcome a Brighton team that was not a pushover over the weekend, and they are continuously improving. So I'm going to give that to Wolves. Then Manchester United, Liverpool. In as much Liverpool has a very good teamwork now with the academy boys really performing, but I still experience. I don't think that Manchester United is going to make the mistake that Chelsea made. So Manchester United is going to come up on top in that particular game. Then finally, City Newcastle. With all due respect to Newcastle, I don't see many sides that can beat this City side right now. So I'm going to give this one to Manchester City. So thank you.
So apart from Arsenal, so there's no other team. That's no. I think I'm just aligning to your thoughts. Like you say, you don't see any team that will be able to beat these citizens. The citizens.
No. Arsenal is playing very good football now. I think they've scored up to 13 goals in 2 matches or so. I beat 3 matches. They are a free scoring side. I don't think they can still play City. Honestly, they can't play City. Nobody can play City.
All right, 90 minutes will tell. Gentlemen, let's look at this weekend's futures on EPL and let's have your view. Let me give you a pick. All right, let's see. Mr. Raphael, what's your pick between Newcastle Wolves and Tottenham against Crystal Palace? 4 p.m. on Saturday.
Newcastle Wolves it's Kai. I don't know where to. Okay, Newcastle lost their last game, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was against Arsenal. They lost against Arsenal. I don't think they want to do a back-to-back loss, so I'll tilt towards Newcastle on this one, or a draw. Newcastle or a draw. Why Crystal Palace, Tottenham. Tottenham has been neither here nor there recently, and then Crystal Palace has a new vibe now because of their new coach. So I would also want to go for a draw or a Tottenham win.
All right, so Mr. Abraham, let me give you 2 picks. Manchester Derby. Manchester City against Man United, Sunday, 3rd March, 4:30. And then Sheffield United against Arsenal on Monday. What's your pick?
Let me start with the derby. As I said previously, no team can play City. Are you getting it? So City, especially when they have their assist king and Alan, their youngster playing. So I don't think any team can really play them because they are very good at their very best. When they want to play proper football, you can't match City, honestly. So as for Sheffield, with all due respect to Sheffield, I watched their game against Wolves. I think they happen to be the worst team in the Premier League right now. So with the way Arsenal is scoring, I can see that match going over 6-0 or 7-0. So Arsenal is going to win that one overwhelmingly. So those are my picks for the Sunday and Monday games.
All right, so over this weekend, we also have Nottingham Forest against the Academy Boys, and then we have Brentford against Chelsea. But let's not go there. Let's quickly tell you that Onana is still in the post for Man United.
Manchester United.
And Haaland is still up front
for Manchester City.
Manchester City. So make your choice.
And De Bruyne is still assisting.
Yeah, and this just how may I assist him? De Bruyne is still there in the field. All right, that's all the time we have for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did. Thank you to my guest, Mr. Raphael, for always heeding to our call.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And also, Mr. Abraham, all the way from Delta State. So thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you, Mr. Abraham.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, viewers, for your time. Remember to stay tuned for more thrilling sports actions on Now Streaming every Thursday, 10 a.m. And be sure to join us next time for another exciting episode of Now Streaming Sports and Now Streaming every other editions of Now Streaming. And until then, keep cheering, keep supporting, and keep loving the game of football. Goodbye, everyone.